So now we come to the solved problems on valuation. So the first problem is a building was constructed 20 years ago for 1.5 million pesos and is expected to last 40 years with a scrap value of 100,000 pesos. Sinking fund depreciation at 8% is used. If it is built now, the replacement cost of the building would be greater than the original cost by 4% a year for each of the 20 years. Now, determine the value of the building by the A. Historical cost less depreciation method and the B. Reproduction cost new less depreciation. So, as we mentioned a while ago, there are three methods in evaluating the or appraising the value of a property. So now the two of those methods are to be used. So, first one up is the historical cost less depreciation method. So these are the formula. So D subscript 20, which stands for the time which building was built years ago, is equals to the original cost of the building, which is 1.5 million, minus the scrap value, which is 100,000 pesos, times the uh, functional notation of the equal payment series compound amount, which is to have the same substitution values, differing only in the time or the years which is to be substituted. The above should be 20, which is the time the building was constructed years ago, and below is the expected life expectancy of the building, which is 40 years. So simplifying is equal to 1.4 million uh, times 45.7620 over 259.0565, and now it equals to 247,500 pesos. So now the valuation amount using the historical costless depreciation method is equals to 1.5 million pesos minus 247 500 pesos, which is the amount that we calculated using the method, and it equals to and it equates to 1.2 or 1,252,500 pesos. So B. So the reproduction cost new less depreciation. So uh, assuming compound interest rate of increase in value uh, goes like this. Reproduction cost is equals to 1.5 million times 1 plus the interest rate for each year over 20 years times the time in years, which is 20, which is equals to 3,286,700 pesos. So disregarding the scrap value at the end of the life, we now get the formula, kind of the same with the first method, but it has nang-differ siya ba sa ng pagbutang gani sa mga value asa ibutang o sa arrangement. So D20 is equals to 3,286,700 pesos. Same gyapon na functional notation, same gyapon na pag which is equals to 45.7620 over 1259.0565 is equals to 581,000 pesos. So now the valuation is 3,206,700 pesos minus 581,000 pesos is equals to 2,075,700 pesos. Now, assuming that there is a 4% simple interest rate per year, which increases the value of the property. So reproduction cost is equals to the original amount times the times 1 plus the interest rate per year. Pero karon mo na yung akong pasabot nga change arrangement. Dili na siya to the power of 20. Gisulod na siya ang 20 tapos times na siya directly. So is equals, pag times directly, equals to 2.7 million pesos. So moving on, the formula D20 is equals to 2.7 million pesos times same yapon nga function notation pag evaluate sa formula, same po nga pag-evaluate sa function notation, magyapon nga values is equals to 477,300 pesos. So the valuation for the reproduction cost new less depreciation method is equals to 2.7 million, which is the increased amount na increased value sa property, kay tungod na ay simple interest rate, and katong the method in itself, which is to reflect the present market prices of the property itself, o mga materials nga gigamit pag bid ani. Then minus for the 477,300 pesos, which is katong nakuha na to nga amount sa pag-plug in na to sa formula na katong apil na tong 4% nga interest rate, which is now equates to the answer, which is 2 million pesos, 2,222,000, 2 million pesos, 222,700 pesos. Let's move on to number 2. Manufacturing plant was built 6 years ago on a 5,000 square meter lot. The construction cost of the building was 1,200,000 pesos, and the plant equipment had a total cost of 1,800,000 pesos. The building is depreciated by the straight line, and the equipment is depreciated by the Matheson formula. The life of the building is estimated to be 20 years, with a salvage value of 200,000 pesos. The equipment is to be replaced at the end of 10 years and will be sold second-hand for an estimated price of 400,000 pesos. The land at the site is valued at 80 pesos per square meter. So the solution is the building is depreciated by the straight line formula. So this is the straight line formula. Construction cost equals to 1.2 million. Depreciation is equals to given by 6 years. That's the time, time in years, times 1.2 million minus 200,000 over 20 is equals to 300,000. Is equals now we get the depreciated value of the building, which is 900,000 pesos. Now to the equipment that is used. So the depreciated amount of the equipment is given by the Matheson formula. So the Matheson formula consists of the given C subscript O is equals to 1.8 million, and C subscript N is equals to 400,000, N is equals to 10, and M is equals to 6. So the C subscript O represents the total cost of the plant equipment that is used to manufacture, that is used in the manufacturing plant, and the C subscript N represents the second-hand value of the equipment. N stands for the years that it is to be replaced, and M stands for the time that the manufacturing plant was built years ago. So the Matheson formula is given by K is equals to 1 minus the root of C subscript N over C subscript O, with the root having the power of N. So plugging in the values, now we get 1 minus root of 10, the root of 400,000 over 1,800,000 with the root having to the power of N. Now it equals to 0.1396 or 0.1396. And another plugging in of the formula, actually the same na siya nga formula pero kanang lahi siya kay para makuha tong isa ka value, which is katong kuan na gigamit atong pagkuan sa K. So bali mura na siya gi-derive ang formula, gi-derive ang K nga sa Matheson formula. So C subscript 6 is equals to C subscript O to the power times 1 minus K to the power of 6 is equals to 1,800,000 times 1 minus 0.1396 to the power of 6 is equals to 730,000. So now we go to the land value. So the present value of the land, which is equals to the total area of the lot, which is 5,000 square meters, times the value per square meter, which is 80 pesos, is equals to 400,000 pesos. So the valuation of the total valuation of the plant is equals to the depreciated value of the building, the depreciated value of the equipment, and the total present value of the land, which equals to 2,222,000 30,000 pesos. So, calculating in the annual tax is, which is 3% per year. So, ano naman siya, i-convert to decimals, tapos i-times nimo ang 2,030,000 pesos. So, mo na ang tax sa place per year sa manufacturing plant. Pero ang total niya nga present value is 2,030,000 pesos. Number 3, a certain motor is guaranteed to have a certain annual operating costs for expected life of 10 years. However, careful operational procedure during the first year indicated that the guaranteed operating costs were exceeded by 1,250 pesos. If money is worth 16% to this company operating the motor, determine the penalty or deduction from the purchase price, which would compensate the company due to the additional operating costs. So the solution for this is uh, quite simple. So considering that the excess and operating cost of 1,250 pesos annually is paid out at the end of the year, these annual payments will form an ordinary annuity whose present value is given by uh, the formula of P is equals to A times the functional notation of equal payment series present worth amount, or P over A, interest, N. So plug in the values, 1,250 pesos, which is the A, and then the P over A, 16% interest rate, 10. So now it was to 1,250 pesos times 4.83322748. So times nimo is equals to 6,041.53 pesos. So this is now the answer. So this is the amount that should be deducted from the original purchase price. Number 4. Jose Cruz has invented a device and he has been offered a royalty of 20.50 pesos per piece to be manufactured by a certain firm. Market research indicates that 20,000 units can be sold each year for a period of 5 years, after which the device Jose prefers to be superseded by a better device. However, paid a lump sum now because he fears that the market research has been too optimistic and that the estimate has been too high. Determine the equivalent cash payment now of the valuation as based on a rate of 12%. So, basically is na-invent si Mr. Jose Cruz na device na tagaan siya sa firm of royalty of 20 pesos 50 cents per piece. And pag research firm is nakita nila nga makasell sila 20,000 units per year in the period or in the span of 5 years. After which, ang device ay uh, na i-improve na po niyo sa better na po nga device. So, bali, yan na pong lisdan o mas nindot na atong before. However, ang si Jose is nag-ask na siya og lump sum. Or pasabot ka ng bulto na baka ng kas lang nga bayad, nagkas nga dako nga bayad sa iya, kay I feared na ang research market is optimistic na kayo nga makasell siya nga nakalang units per year, and ang estimate is high ra pud kayo. So we now determine the equivalent payment in cash if the valuation is based sa rate of 12%, which is katong lump sum. So this is now the solution. So annual royalty of Jose Cruz is equals to 20,000, which is the number of units sold per year at the rate of 0.5 pesos. At the value of 0.5 pesos, which is equals to 10,000 pesos. This amount is to be paid to him at the end of each year for 5 years. The lump sum to be paid to Mr. Cruz is the present value of these payments and is given by the ordinary annuity formula. So same ra gyapon formula nga gamiton. So P present worth is equals to A times the function notation of the equal payment series present worth amount, or P over A, I interest rate, N. where A is equals to 10,000, which is the lump sum that is to be paid to Mr. Jose Cruz at the end of each year, and the number of years it is to be done, which is 5 years, and I, which is the interest rate, which is 12%. Thus, P, plug in the values to the formula, 10,000, P over A, comma 12%, comma 5, which is equals to 10,000 times 3.60477617. And the answer is 36,047 pesos point 76 cents. So muna ang is to be paid to uh, kay Mr. Jose Cruz.